Vasyl Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez has been postponed yet again, this time to October 3rd. What is up, you guys? Fight Fiend Mix here, coming at you with a new video. Thanks for taking the time to stop by and check it out. For those of you here for the first time, welcome to my channel. And for those of you coming back, welcome back and thank you for coming back. Before I get started, as always, I want to say I hope everyone is doing well and staying healthy. Please, guys, take this very seriously. I hope you guys are well and staying well. Also, don't forget to check me out on FightNetRadio.com with Lee Honish and Andrew Lapachet. Follow me on Instagram at FightFiendMigs, and of course here on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good shit. I will try to get to all of your guys' comments. On that note, for those of you who do like watching my videos and come back and have subscribed to my channel and keep coming back, you guys may have noticed, but a couple of my last videos have gotten like a lot of views, like over 1,000 views, and that's like the most I've ever fucking gotten. So it's a big deal to me, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm just now starting to get into like the hang of a YouTuber, or what it is to be a YouTuber, and I'm trying to post one video every week. Now I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to narrow down the day of the week. We're looking at Tuesday. Every Tuesday, I'm going to be posting new content. So I'm going to try to keep that schedule. I haven't quite like nailed down what specific time of the day. I'm thinking 3:30 Pacific Standard Time, which is around the time that I get off of work. I'm working from home, of course. So yeah, every Tuesday there will be some video, some content from you guys. So please, if you guys check in, don't forget to check in every Tuesday. I'm gonna have something new for you every week. I greatly appreciate it. So starting to get the hang of this YouTube thing. Okay, so on to the topic of the video. Vasyl Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez has been postponed yet again, this time to October 3rd. That's some pretty major news. The fight, I believe, was originally scheduled to go down May 30th. It's going to be a WBA, WBC, or IBF. I forget what specific belts, but it's going to be a unification championship fight, a unification bout. If I'm not mistaken, Teofimo Lopez has the IBF lightweight title. I forget which specific. I want to say it's WBA and WBO, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure I can pull it up here momentarily, but basically it's going to be a unification bout between these two fighters, Teofimo Lopez and Vasyl Lomachenko. It was originally scheduled for May 30th. Of course, because of the pandemic, that was pushed back. I don't when they initially postponed it, I don't think they gave us a date quite yet. Eventually, the date of September 19th came about, and that was most likely when it was going to go down. Now it's postponed yet again. We're pushing things back to October 3rd. I have my my laptop here, so I'm just kind of like pulling this up here. As far as I've read, it was reported July 8th, which I think was last Wednesday. I read it on ESPN, and of course I follow a lot of boxing websites and boxing Instagram accounts. So I saw it on my feed almost immediately. But right now, it's looking like October 3rd here in Las Vegas. I was thinking about this fight when it was first announced. I understand and I feel like I get what Bob Arum is trying to do here. He's trying to strike while the iron's hot here and trying to get the best lightweight fight that he can make right now with Teofimo and Vasyl Lomachenko. It's going to be, of course, as I mentioned, a unification bout. So they have belts. They're legitimate champions. Teofimo just recently won his title, and Lomachenko has had his for a bit. So when I started thinking about this fight, for starters, I was excited because, as I've mentioned before, I am a fan of MMA and the UFC. A large part of that is because I get to see the fights I want to see as a fan. This is one that I hella want to see, and the fact that it's being made, it's probably a little bit easier to get this fight made, because they're both under the same promotional banner, Top Rank. So they don't have to deal with other promoters or other networks or anything like that. So it's a little bit of an easier deal to get. So I'm pretty excited about this fight. This is one of the fights at lightweight that I really want to see, and unfortunately, it's going to be postponed yet again. When I started thinking about this fight, I started seeing some similarities between this fight and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Canelo Alvarez back in, like, was it 2013. I kind of feel like they're trying. I guess Lomachenko is trying to get at Teofimo first. I guess to get that L on Teofimo's record, uh, and any later, Teofimo will get better, and Vasily will get older. That's kind of how I felt with Mayweather and Canelo, because at the time that Mayweather and Canelo fought, Canelo was 23. He was fucking 23, and he was already a star then. So at the time, Mayweather knew that a big money fight with Canelo was like imminent, but he needed to do it quick because he was already 36. So a year later would be a year later, a year older that Mayweather is, and a year better that Canelo gets. I kind of feel like this is the same thing. Um, there was, like, I think, a 13-year age difference between Canelo and Mayweather, and that when they fought, and there isn't that much of a difference between. Well, I mean, I should say, they're not 13 years between Teofimo and Vasily. We're looking at about 9 years, because by the time the fight takes place in October, Teofimo is going to be 23, and Vasily is going to be 32. So we're looking at a 9-year difference, which is still a pretty major fucking gap. Like, it really is. Um, Vasily is already in his early 30s. He's not over the hill by any stretch. He isn't. Most people in the 30s, or most boxers in the 30s, are like, whoa, no. It's like the new thing, to be in your 30s and still be fighting at the top level in professional boxing. So, Vasily wants to get. I feel like the next best fight he can get is against Teofimo, and under the same banner, so it's a little bit easier. And they want to strike while the iron's hot. And for Vasily, I think he just wants to get at Teofimo before Teofimo gets any better, quite frankly, and before he gets any older. So I've read some interviews with I've read some articles and heard some interviews with Teofimo talking about now is the time. Like, we need to get this fight done now. And one of the reasons that is because I've read, I think, I want to say around last year, that Teofimo Lopez actually plans to move up to 140. He planned on having one fight, or unifying the titles here with Lomachenko, and then moving up to 140. If I'm not mistaken, he said this around the time that he was still he didn't have a belt at the time, before he won his IBF lightweight title. So he was kind of in that mentality where, like, I'm not gonna wait for Vasily. My thing is unifying the championships, and if Vasily has a belt, then I'll go after him. But it's not necessarily about him; it's about unifying the division and winning championships at 135 before moving up to 140. He even went as far as to say that once he beats Lomachenko and unifies the belts, he's just going to drop him and move up. At one point, he said he was going to have one title defense and then move up to 140. On the other side of the coin, Vasyl Lomachenko talking about moving back down to 130. So, winner, either one of those fighters wins this fight, chances are they're going to end up dropping the belts and leaving the weight division anyway. Teofimo's going to move up to 140, and Vasily's going to move it back down to 130. At least that's the last that I recall reading. I actually have a couple of quick little clips here that I want to read for you guys. Starting first with Teofimo. It says Teofimo's not going to wait on a fight with WBA WBO 135-pound champion Lomachenko. If he doesn't make the fight with him, Lopez says he's going to go up to 140 to challenge the champions for all the titles. Lopez, 21, only once world champions. Now, this was last year. So this was, of course, before the pandemic and before all that shit. So, if at the time he wasn't willing to wait for Lomachenko, I'm pretty sure he's willing to wait now. Not wait as long, though. I get it. The fight needs to happen now. By that same token, Vasyl Lomachenko here saying he's not going to move up in weight any further if, when he unifies the 135-pound division, Lomachenko I'm sorry. Hold on, what is it? If, when he unifies the 135-pound division, Lomachenko, he's going to go up as high as he can in fight. What the fuck is this guy saying? He's going up as high as he can in fighting at lightweight. And his next move after unifying the lightweight division is potentially moving back down to super featherweight if his promoter can set up a big fight with someone in that weight class. All right, so that seemed to be the game plan. After unifying the titles, either one of those fighters is going to leave the division. Now, this fight has been postponed, twice already. How much longer can Teofimo stay at 135 at this point. He back in 2019, he was last year. He was already talking about moving up to 140. It's already been a year. He was given an opportunity at the IBF belt and he won it. So he has an IBF title. Um, he's gonna outgrow the division very very soon. If the fight gets pushed back again, I'm starting to I'm starting to suspect that the fight's not actually gonna happen if it gets pushed back again because um, Bob Arum is trying to get it with the stallment and the postponement. He's basically stalling. Bob Arum is trying to stall to where it's okay to get fans in the fucking arenas or the stadiums. Um, we all know that fighters are going to have to take a pay cut because there's going to be no gate, with some of these fights with no fans. Some boxers are okay with that, some aren't. Some are like, can we kind of meet in the middle and have a few fans in the fucking crowd? Um, Even what is it, the Fury and Wilder 3 has been pushed to December. There's a chance that that might even get pushed further into 2021, further pushing the possibility of a potential Fury and AJ fight in 2021. So that fight is getting pushed back. Also, they do want fans in that fucking fight. This fight with Vasyl Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez, Bob Arum has mentioned is going to be on pay per view. Now, I don't think that pay per view is the right thing to do here. We're all stuck at home, right? Some of us aren't working. Thankfully, I am. So, and I'll be honest, I ordered UFC 251 on pay per view last weekend. I'm still kind of coming down from the high of that fucking Abu Dhabi Fight Island card, which was great. The main event didn't live up to it, but we understand why it was late substitute. But regardless, I paid for that shit, right? There are some people that aren't working right now and just they want to see fights, but they don't want to have to fork up a fucking pay per view fee to watch a killer ass fight like Teofimo Lopez and Vasyl Lomachenko. Not to say that the fight isn't pay per view worthy, it absolutely is. I'm just saying, is pay per view really the ideal way to go right now? It just feels like they're getting a little greedy. They want a pay per view and they want fans in the crowd. Well, pay per view, I might be okay with it if they like stack the card. If they put some guys on there like Shakur or fucking Navarrete or Zurdo Ramirez, or they put guys in that undercard, they're like, oh shit, this is gonna be a pretty fucking stacked card. I'll be okay with paying up however much. Hopefully they don't overdo it with the pay per view. I hope it's reasonable price, but I hope it's worth it. Um, on top of that, they're trying to get fans in the fucking crowd or in the arena. They're trying to get to a couple of thousand, so they're like spread out evenly. I mean, not a lot of people are going to be able to pay the fucking pay per view. I personally think it's a bad idea. On top of the fact that Bob is trying to stall until it's okay to have fans in the fucking crowd, which makes things worse for both of these guys because again, Vasily's getting older, and again, he's only 32, so it's not like he's fucking in a walker. He's not. I get it, but a year older may not be so bad for him getting old a year older, but a year better for Teofimo. Um, that's gonna be tough. I certainly hope that they don't continue pushing these fights back because I mean realistically, these fights that ESPN has or ESPN Plus with Top Rank, they've been pretty mediocre. I mean, what's worse? What's the worst word than mediocre? But they've been pretty shitty, right? I mean, they haven't been that great. How much further can these guys wait? How much further can Bob push this to where they can have fights or fans in the stadiums in the arena? I mean, how much further can or how much longer can fans like myself fucking wait for these fights to happen? Because they got to happen eventually, right? I don't know when we're gonna have a vaccine for this shit. If it happens in the next year or so, we don't know. I mean, what are they gonna do? Wait until next year until so they finally find some sort of cure or vaccine for this shit, and then have the fights. By that point, how much interest is still gonna be in some of these fucking fights? Some of these fighters are just maybe they're moved on. It's just I don't like the fact that they're postponing it, but whatever. It is what it is, and to take a quote from Max Holloway, it is what it is, and there really isn't anything we can do about it. I certainly don't think that pay per view is the way to go. But if you're gonna go pay per view, at least make it a stacked card and reasonably priced. And if we're gonna go as far as to actually have like fans in the crowd, okay, fuck it, let's do it. I'm not on board necessarily because I still don't think it's safe yet. But how much longer can we wait? Let's be real here. How much longer can we wait? I'm looking forward to the fight, of course, because it's I haven't really gone as far as analyzing it yet because, again, if the fight does happen in October, there's a chance that I'm going to just release another video with my prediction. So I'm not going to get into too much detail yet, but unfortunately, the fight has been postponed, which is kind of the point of this video, and me talking about it and rambling about it because this is kind of the point of my channel here, that I like to talk about fights. So guys, let me know what you guys think about this fight, about the postponement, about how much further we're pushing this fight, or Balderem is pushing this fight. Who do you think might take it? Will pushing it help Teofimo? He's gonna have to stay at 135 longer. A lot of these fighters aren't really training as hard as they normally would if they have fights a little bit closer together and more frequently. Some of these guys aren't even sparring. And we get it, right? I mean, because of the fucking coronavirus, not a lot of people are sparring, and we get it. But I mean, a lot of these guys, these boxers, they live a Spartan lifestyle. They diet strictly, and they exercise. And when there's a bigger gap in between fights, it's harder to keep that discipline. It really is. And these guys are human. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna want a fucking double from In and Out. They're gonna want a fucking Whopper. They're gonna want Sundays. They're gonna want Sunday cones and ice cream. And right now it's hot as fuck. Like, they're gonna want that shit, and it's like, I feel bad for them, and I kind of feel for Teofimo, honestly, because he's still growing into his body. He's going to be 23 later this month, as a matter of fact. And come October, how much harder is it going to be for him to make 135 and stay at 135? I don't know. So yeah, I was thinking about the comparison with Teofimo and Loma, and Mayweather and Canelo, with Mayweather trying to get at Canelo and get him that W, or get him that L on that record before he gets any better. And I feel like Vasily is kind of sort of doing the same thing with Teofimo. But anyway, to wrap this up, guys, thank you guys for watching my videos. By all means, let me know what you guys think. Should it be on pay-per-view? Should it not be on pay-per-view? Should they wait so they can get fans? If not, when will they do it? Right now, we're looking at October. Who do you guys think is going to win? By all means, I want to hear that shit, because I'm already thinking about my prediction video, even though it's still several months down the road. But anyway, thank you guys for watching my video. I will make sure to post this on Tuesday, and then of course every Tuesday from here on out. Once more, I appreciate the time that you guys have given me. You guys have yourselves a very, very good night, and peace. I will see you guys on the next video.